I am devastated over the death of 18-year-old Tyler Clementi. If you don't know, Tyler was a bright student at Rutgers University whose life was senselessly cut short. He was outed as being gay on the internet, and he killed himself. Something must be done. This month alone, there have been a shocking number of news stories about teens who have been teased and bullied and then committed suicide, like 13-year-old Seth Walsh in Tehachapi, California, 13-year-old Asher Brown in Cypress, Texas, and 15-year-old Billy Lucas in Greensburg, Indiana. This needs to be a wake-up call to everyone that teenage bullying and teasing is an epidemic in this country, and the death rate is climbing. One life lost in this senseless way is tragic. 4 lives lost is a crisis. And these are just the stories we hear about. How many other teens have we lost? How many others are suffering in silence? Being a teenager and figuring out who you are is hard enough without someone attacking you. My heart is breaking for their families, for their friends, and for our society that continues to let this happen. These kids needed us, and we have an obligation to change this. There are messages everywhere that validate this kind of bullying and taunting, and we have to make it stop. We can't let intolerance and ignorance take another kid's life. And I want anyone out there who feels different and alone to know that I know how you feel. And there is help out there, and you can find support in your community. If you need someone to talk to, or if you want to get involved, there are some really great organizations listed on our website. Things will get easier, people's minds will change, and you should be alive to see it.
It's been more than 10 years since I lost my son Matthew to senseless hate violence. Since then, thousands of others have been attacked simply because of who they are. People like Angie Zapata, who on a summer night in Greeley, Colorado, was bludgeoned to death with a fire extinguisher because she was transgender. Or Billy Ray Johnson, a mentally disabled man from Texas, who was taken to a party, ridiculed, knocked unconscious, and then dumped by the side of the road. Or Luis Ramirez. He was walking home to his family in Shenandoah, Pennsylvania, when a group of young men yelling racial and ethnic epithets beat him to death. Or men like Sean Kennedy and Ryan Skipper, who, like my son, were murdered because they were gay. 10 years of calls for the federal government to take action. 10 years of waiting. Tens of thousands more victims. No mother should have to go through what I have. Congress is considering updating our federal hate crime laws to help prosecute these horrible acts. We've come so close to passing this before and fallen just short. I ask that you join me in taking action today. Prove that love conquers hate.